I'm going to show you guys today a couple of my favorite items that I like to scrapbook with. I actually can't really scrapbook without either of these. They're must-haves. So I'm going to show you, I get a lot of questions about using chalk ink, and I tend to like the VersaMagic Dewdrop chalk ink. It really makes your project look a lot richer, and it adds some contrast and depth, and it just makes a very big difference. So one of my favorite colors is actually Jumbo Java. It's just a very nice dark brown, and I'm going to show you just inking a photo mat to keep it simple. So if you look, I have a 3-layered photo mat. This paper line is by Bo Bunny, and it's called Midnight Frost. And what you'll see is there's not a lot of distinction, there's not a lot of contrast between my top patterned mat and the white mat underneath it. It's a little flat, it's a little bit boring. So what I like to do is just ink that to make it pop and add some richness. So I'm going to show you how I do that. And there's no right or wrong way, but this is how I do it. I just, on the side, just kind of feather lightly around the edges. You can do a little bit more on the corners. And just keep going. It doesn't have to look perfect. It can look a little random. It can look a little messy. And just go all the way around. You can do as dark or as light as you like. It's all personal taste. I tend to like going a little overboard. And it does stay wet for about 30 seconds, so you do need to be careful when you're laying it on white. But now, if you'll notice, you see how much better that pops versus not having any inking. It really, really adds richness to your project. And now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go ahead and assemble this really quick with my ATG gun here. Another must-have. Everybody needs an ATG gun. And then I'm going to assemble this onto the dark blue mat, which is also Bo Bunny. And if you wanted to, you could go ahead and ink the white. I kind of like the white to stay clean looking so that it really pops. Okay, so there's my mat. And what I'm going to do, my other favorite tool is gel pens. These are by far the best. I use the white pen. This is a Uniball Signo gel pen. You can get these several different places. I do sell them as well as the chalk inks, but you can get them a lot of places, and they range anywhere from about $3 to $4 per pen. I use the white the most, but I also really do love the silver. And since this paper is very kind of snowflake, wintry, silvery, maybe we'll try the silver. So what you do, these flow really nicely. I like to keep a piece of scrap paper just to kind of get the ink flowing, just to make sure that it works. And you can either do dots in the corner, or you can actually do a dashed line all the way around and do that on kind of a dark paper so that you're getting the contrast. So I tend to do a lot of dots. So I'll put kind of a bigger dot in the corner and then add a few smaller dots. And you do have to keep in mind that this type of ink will stay wet for 1 to 2 minutes. So I tend to work from the top and then work my way down so that my hand isn't dragging through the ink. So if you start on the bottom, your hand will drag through it and you'll ruin it. And silver and white do not look a lot different from each other. It's just a very subtle difference. But I do love the look of the silver on kind of a winter paper look. This line of paper from Bo Bunny is incredible. Love, love, love it. It's very, very rich and beautiful and wintry and speaks to my soul. Okay, so there's my dots. It's a very simple photo mat, but it's got a little bit more detail now, so it pops a little better. And they do make the Uniball Signo pens in several different colors. The white, silver, and gold are, I think, the most useful. And the silver and gold, of course, are metallic. And then they do make some other colors. There's like a black, a really dark blue, a royal blue, an orange, and a red, which I use occasionally, but not as much as these three. And then the Versamagic Dewdrop inks are made in tons of colors. Sometimes in the big box stores you can only get them in the packs of 4, but online you can get them individually. And I do sell these as well. My stock will kind of vary here and there, but I like to buy them individually because I tend to use more of the dark browns and the light browns than the colors, but that's just me. That's about it. Hope you learned something. It was fun.